The Cleveland Browns are officially playing with fire, and the entire future of the franchise is hanging by a thread as we approach one of the most lopsided draft boards we've seen in a decade. If you think the front office has a solid plan, you haven't been paying attention to the absolute disaster that was our pass protection last season. But hold on to your seats, because a massive bombshell just dropped from the inner circles of NFL draft insiders that could either save this team or sink us into a 5-year rebuild. We are talking about a high-stakes gamble at the number 6 overall pick that has the entire league buzzing. Is Cleveland about to pull off a total masterclass, or are they setting themselves up for a generational betrayal of the fans? Before we dive into the madness of this mock draft, smash that subscribe button if you want the fastest NFL updates on the planet. We are keeping you ahead of the game every single day. The draft world is melting down because the latest big board from the top analysts has the Browns making a move that nobody saw coming a month ago. We all know the offensive line was a sieve last year. It was painful to watch. No time to throw, no holes to run through, and a quarterback who spent more time on the turf than in the pocket. You would think the choice at pick 6 is obvious: grab a franchise left tackle and protect the investment. But the insiders are saying something different. They are suggesting the Browns are prepared to ignore the tackle position early to snag a superstar wide receiver from right in their own backyard. We are talking about Carnell Tate out of Ohio State. Now, don't get me wrong, Tate is an absolute physical specimen. He's got the size, the length, and that alpha mentality when the ball is in the air. He's the kind of guy who makes contested catches look like a walk in the park. But here is the burning question: can you really justify taking a wideout when your blind side is wide open? Some experts argue that Tate is the safest bet in the entire class. He isn't a project, he is a finished product with a high floor who could immediately elevate this offense to a top 5 unit. He's being compared to guys like Chris Olave or even a young Devontae Adams. Imagine that paired with Jerry Jeudy. It sounds like a dream, right? But here is the catch that might make you want to throw your remote at the TV. By taking Tate at 6, the Browns are betting the house that a quality tackle will still be there at pick 24. That is a massive if. If the board falls the wrong way, we could end up with a shiny new receiver and a quarterback who still can't stay upright. It's a classic high-risk, high-reward scenario. Are the Browns smarter than the rest of the league, or are they just being reckless? Who's to blame if this draft strategy blows up in our faces? Drop a name in the comments right now. Is it the GM, the scouting department, or the coaching staff? I want to see your takes. The logic behind passing on a tackle at 6 is that the top prospects don't necessarily fit the left side profile the Browns desperately need. You look at guys like Francis Mauigoa or Spencer Fono, great players, but they've spent their lives on the right side. The Browns need a lockdown left tackle, a cornerstone. If the team doesn't think the value is there at 6, they'd rather take the best player available regardless of position. And according to the latest rankings, Carnell Tate is that guy. He's currently ranked as the 9th best player overall in the entire class. If he's there at 6, and the top-tier tackles are gone or viewed as reaches, the front office might just pull the trigger. But wait until you hear who they are targeting to fix the line later in the first round. If the Browns go with Tate early, the pressure shifts entirely to pick 24. The name being linked to Cleveland in that spot is Caleb Lamu, the standout tackle from Utah. Now, Lamu is an interesting case. Unlike some of the other top prospects, he actually played left tackle in college. He wouldn't have to learn a new position or flip his footwork. He is an elite athlete. We're talking about a guy who clocked a sub-5-second 40-yard dash at his size. That kind of mobility is exactly what you want in a modern NFL zone blocking scheme. The problem: he's a bit of a project. While his pass blocking was legendary last year, he literally didn't give up a single sack in 2025. His run blocking needs serious work. He needs to hit the weight room and get stronger if he's going to move NFL defensive ends off the line of scrimmage. So the strategy becomes, get the elite weapon at 6, and grab the high upside protector at 24. It's a balancing act that could define the next decade of Browns football. But there's a secret third option that could change everything. Some scouts are whispering that if the Browns really want to fix the offense, they shouldn't just stop at one receiver. If you take Tate at 6, why not go after a slot specialist like Zachariah Branch later in the draft? Imagine an offense with Tate on the outside, Jeudy across from him, and Branch causing chaos in the slot. It would be a track meet every Sunday. It sounds incredible on paper, but again, it all comes back to that offensive line. You can have all the Ferraris in the world, but they aren't going anywhere if the road is blocked by a brick wall. The draft is only a month away, and the tension is reaching a breaking point. The big board is shifting every single day. Some analysts now have guys like Jeremiah Love and Sonny Styles as the clear-cut best players in the class. If one of those defensive studs falls to 6, do the Browns pivot away from the offense entirely? It's a chess match. And Cleveland is currently on the clock with the whole world watching. The stakes couldn't be higher. If the Browns nail these 2 first-round picks, they are Super Bowl contenders. If they miss, we're looking at another year of what ifs and maybe next season. Every choice, from the superstar Buckeye to the athletic tackle from Utah, carries the weight of a city that is starving for a winner. So, what's the verdict? Would you be happy with a Tate and Lamu first round? Or is that a recipe for disaster? Type D4 draft if you're all in on this plan, or type P4 pass if you think they need to go on a completely different direction. Would you like me to break down the mid-round sleepers the Browns are scouting to fill out the rest of